most merciful and most beneficent. Welcome to Dr. Hassan Mathematics channel. Today is my third lecture of numerical analysis. Now we start this lecture. In this lecture we will discuss about the method of successive approximation. This method is also known as iteration method and other name is fixed iteration method. Let f of x is equal to 0 be the given equation whose real roots to be determined. Any algebraic or transcendental equation is equal to f of x is equal to 0 whose roots can be determined. This equation can be written as in form of x is equal to phi of x. Find two integers a and b. F of a is negative and f of b is positive. When sign is changed, give us roots. Take any value x naught between a and b interval. Then if derivative of phi of x its absolute value less than 1, then the following procedure is on x is equal to phi of x naught, x2 is equal to phi of x1, x3 is equal to phi of x2. Its mean less its 1. This process continue till and x n equal to phi of x n minus 1. If sequence of approximation roots x1, x2, x3 continue xn convert to alpha, these will be real roots. It is taken as the root of the equation f of x is equal to 0. Now we discuss about the example of solve x3 plus x square minus 1 is equal to 0. This is an algebraic equation up to 3 decimal places and find its 3 iteration by successive approximation method or fixed iteration method or simple iteration method. Up to 3 decimal places, now we take calculator, fix on 3 decimal places, press mod 3 times, press 1, 0 to 9. Up to 3 decimal places, press 3. Our calculator is fixed up to 3 decimal places. First 3 iteration we can solve. F of x is equal to x cube plus x square minus 1 is equal to 0. We find the root. Put x equal to 0, give us minus 1, and x equal to put 1 gives us this positive value. Sign will change, root will gives us f of 0 is negative value, f of 1 is positive value, so roots lies between 0 and 1. And let x naught is equal to 0.5. You will your choice in this interval x naught 0.5, 0.9, 0.8, you will your choice. X cube plus x square minus 1 is equal to 0 can be written as derivative of phi of x is absolute value less than 1. X is equal to put phi of x. Now x cube plus x square is equal to 1. This equation can be arranged in this way: derivative of phi of x less than 1. 1 is positive, common it's x square, x plus 1, x square, x plus 1 divide. Taking square root on both sides, final result is x is equal to 1 over 1 plus x square root. Put x is equal to phi of x. Then take its derivative. Phi of x is equal to 1 over 1 plus x and root. Take derivative. derivative 1 plus x, these its power is minus 1 by 2 because over the form. And finally derivative of phi of x is equal to minus 1 over 1 plus x, its power is 3 by 2. Then put x naught equal to 0.5 in this equation and we will get its value is negative 0.592 and its absolute value is less than 1. In this interval we will choose any value and put in this derivative and then solve it. It's all values less than 1. Hence iteration method is applied. Xn is equal to phi of xn minus 1 and equation A, its name is equation A, satisfied this condition, derivative of phi of x less than its absolute value less than 1. Then first iteration is put n equal to 1, xn, its general formula is xn is equal to 1 over 1 plus, replace n minus 1, put n equal to 1 over 1 plus, value of n is 1 minus 1 is equal to 1 over 1 plus x naught and value of x naught is 0.5. Then put and then solve it. 0.816. Its answer is first iteration. And second iteration answer is put n equal to 2. General formula is xn is equal to 1 over 1 plus xn minus 1. Value of n is 2 and then 1 over 1 plus x1. Value of put x1 is 0.816. Then put in this and then solve. Finally its answer is 0.742. And then third iteration is put n equal to 3 in this formula and then finally solve it. Value of x2 is put x2 is 0.742. Then put and then solve it. Its value of x3 is 0.758. We will get value of x3 is equal to 0.758. Our question is x3 x square minus 1 up to 3 decimal places and find first 3 iteration. We will stop because we will find first 3 iteration up to 3 decimal places. This process we will till then last 2 iteration answer is same, but our question is first 3 iteration is solved. Then second example is solve sin x is equal to e to the power x minus 3x up to 3 decimal places will take place 5 iteration. In last example find 3 iteration and in this example find 5 iteration by using iteration method or successive method. We take sin x is equal to e to the power x minus 3x, sin x minus e to the power x plus 3x is equal to 0. Let f of x is equal to sin x plus 3x minus e to the power x is equal to 0. Put x equal to 0, then we f of x is minus 1. Put x is equal to 1 in this equation and we will get 0. F of 0 is negative value, f of 1 is gives us positive value. So rule lies between 0 and 1 and let in this interval you will your choice x naught equal to 0.75, it's my choice, and then you will let 0.9, 0.8, 0.523, you will your choice. Now sin x plus 3x minus e to power x is equal to 0 can be arranged in this way. Its derivative is less than 1. Sin x plus 3x minus e to power x. E to power x is positive after equal sign, and sin x is negative, and then 3 is divided. E to power x minus sin x 3, value of x is we will get, and put x is equal to 5 of x, then take its derivative. Derivative of phi of x is equal to 1.1 by 3. Derivative of e to power x is e to power x, and x derivative is 1. Sin x derivative is cos x. Derivative of phi of x is finally 1 by 3 e to power x minus cos x. Putting value x naught equal to 0.75 in this derivative and then finally solve it, its answer is 0.372. And then absolute, its value is less than 1. For all x belong to 0, 1. In this interval, we will choose any value and then put in this equation, and all values is less than 1. Equation A satisfies this condition. Our equation is A. Phi of x is equal to 1 by 3 e to power x minus sin x. This equation satisfies this condition. Derivative phi of x is absolute value less than 1, and now iteration method is applied. Xn is equal to phi xn minus 1. Phi of x is value is e to power x minus sin x by 3. So xn is putting value in this. Xn is e to power xn minus 1 sin x n minus 1 3. Any equation fulfill these criteria, then take iteration. First iteration is otherwise not. First iteration is n equal to 1. Put in this formula xn is equal to e to power xn minus 1 minus sin x xn minus 1 by 3. Put 1 in place of n. 1 minus 1 is 0 and 1 minus 1 is 0 by 3 tk. Put value of x naught is 0.75 and we get value of x1. Put value of x naught e to power 0.75 sin into 0.75, and then finally solve it 0.701, and value of x1 is 0.701. Then second iteration is put n equal to 2 in this formula and then finally solve it. E to power x1 and sin x1. Value of x1 is 0.701 and put in this equation e to power 0.701 and finally solve it. Its answer is 0.668. Value of x2 is 0.688. Similarly, third iteration is put n equal to 3, xn is equal to xn minus 1 minus sin x xn minus 1 by 3. Put value of n is 3, 3 minus 1 sin into x 3 minus 1, 3 minus 1 is 2, and sin 3 minus 1 is 2 divided by 3. Value of x2 is 0.668 and put in this equation e to power 0.668 minus sin 0.668 divided by 3, and then finally solve it 0.646. Third iteration answer is 0.646 up to 3 decimal places. Similarly, fourth iteration put n equal to 4 in this formula and then finally solve it, and value of x3 is we will find equal to 0.646, and then put in this equation and then finally solve it. Value of x4 is 0.632 up to 3 iteration. Similarly, fifth iteration is put n equal to 5 in this formula, e to the power x n minus 1 minus sine into x n minus 1 divided by 3. 5 minus 4 x4 and 5 minus 1 is 40. Value of x4 is equal to 0.632. Put in this equation and then finally solve it. x5, its final answer is 0.623. Our question is up to 5 iteration. We will stop. Up to 5 iteration our question, and you will your choice. In the exam we will given up to 3 iteration, 5 iteration, 6 iteration. We will solve on this. Thank you. We will meet in the next lecture. Assalamu alaikum.